How many girls do you think you have coming on?
I know that we had 2 from our team, and then I'm not sure how many from the broader.
I think it's recording now because it says record. Not a noise.
I think it might be Lindsay.
Yeah, I don't know what she's doing, but it's super loud.
So Sydney, I would recommend soon we probably just go ahead and get started because we're recording. So at least if, you know, it's only a couple of us on, we can still broadcast it. So maybe give it a couple more minutes, but then we may just want to go ahead and get started.
Yeah. They ran out of here to grab my face. And then
I'm texting a couple people really quick just to make sure everybody has the link.
So where do you live at, Cassie?
I am right outside of Philadelphia. So most of my team is as well. A bunch of Northern girls. We have a couple people from New York now. And we actually have people across the way in Washington and California.
Cool.
Yeah.
I hope a couple people get on so they can ask questions and stuff if they have any. Because I have like a little bit to talk about, but
Okay.
more question based, I guess. You can just tell me whenever you want me to start. I think you're muted. I can't hear you.
All right, I would say let's just go ahead and kick off. And then I know at least one person is joining right now. So, and again, this will be a replay. So,
Okay. Should we wait for her then, or if she's getting on right now?
She did say, okay, about to log on right now.
Okay. I'll wait like another minute and then I'll start.
Okay. And I'm always good for a couple questions, so.
Okay.
So.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, Brooke. Can you
Hello.
hear
She
us?
can hear us. Oh.
Uh-oh, she froze. Hi, Victoria.
Wonder if they can't hear us. Can
Yeah.
you guys hear?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I got it.
All right, good. Victoria, can you hear us okay?
I can hear you.
Awesome. All right, Sydney, let's go ahead and kick off.
I'm listening, but I'm eating dinner. I'm just getting home from work.
No problem.
You can just, if you guys just want to mute your screens, if you want to do other things, that's fine. So I am Sidney Price, and I'm from Nebraska. So I'm from a really small town, about 2,000 people, and I just graduated with my bachelor's degree. So I'm not actually in college, but I was 2 weeks ago. So fresh out of college, and I'm not looking for a full-time job because I am doing road and fields full-time. And I'm really glad that I took the opportunity about a year and a half ago because I could never imagine just graduating and not getting a full-time job. So I'm actually doing road and fields, and I'm a substitute teacher. So that's kind of the plan for now, and I really enjoy working from home. A few things about myself, I guess I'm a level 3 leader, and I have about 6 team members, so a very small team. But I do have a very large customer base. I have about 110 preferred customers, and that's really what I focus on. So I'm all about lead the way with that. But basically, a couple of my strategic things, I guess you want to say, while I was in college. So as a college-age student, a lot of our friends don't have a lot of money. So I really focused on getting preferred customers that are an older age. So like your parents' friends. So I did a lot of my mom's friends and then their friends and their friends. So I kind of got into that network first, did my parents and my grandma friends first. And that's where I got my strong customer base. So I really target the people that are like 30 and over. So even if you're not connected to those people like directly, try to find an input into them. So like your parents or your grandma, your aunt, somebody close to you that's a little bit older.
And Sydney, can I ask, did you do that through social media, or did you do that through like BBLs that they hosted for you, or like how did you connect to their networks?
Okay, so I do believe the reason why my customer base is so large is because I've met with probably 95% of the people in person. So I make a point every time I go back to my hometown because I don't live there, and that's where a lot of my connections are. I meet with them one-on-one. So I say, you know, if they're interested, I just say, hey, I'll be back next weekend. Can we meet for 15 minutes so I can show you the products? And I think they just see like the passion, and they see the products, they feel the products, and that's, I think, really where the customers come from. So meeting them, but I do post on social media a lot, and I did have like 3 BBLs when I started, and I got like 10 to 25 of my customers that have stuck with me over the past year and a half. So definitely having a couple of BBLs, and then I have one like every probably 3 months. I have some kind of event back home for my customers, if it's like an appreciation thing or like a new product thing. I also have parties. So some people don't like to do parties, but a few of my preferred customers that are really good customers and love the products, I've asked them to have parties. I probably have had like 10 parties while I've been in this, and each party I get like 2 to 5 new customers. So that's helped me. And then my college age friends are finally just now coming around after a year and a half to buy the products. So a few of them jumped on right away with me. The ones that had a little bit more money, started buying products, but now they're actually like friends of those people. So they're not really my friends, but like they've lived with these girls and they've seen them use these products, and then they're like, you know what, I'm going to fork out $200 for this. And I think if they really care about their skin, they will. But one thing I do with our age group or people that just don't have a lot of money is I have a couple dummy PC accounts, and I place small orders. So like I said, I'm like very strict on my lead the way. So I divide up every order I can into $80. So I sell a lot of sunless tanners to college age. I try to get people to just buy like a face wash or a sunless tanner or body moisturizer, something to get them started. And I also send a lot of mini facials to people that don't think they can afford it. And I really just stress the importance of how long it lasts, what it's going to do for your skin, and then, the price point could be expensive now, but what you currently are buying, you would buy twice before you replace what you have. And that's kind of changed some people's perspective. So the smaller orders with our age group is better. And I just combine the orders, they pay me, and then I deliver it. And then I do try to focus on getting consultants that are our age, because they may not have money to buy the products, but if you can get them to, purchase a smaller kit or save up their money for a larger kit and have the products, have the discount, and then start making money. So I say, if you can't afford the products, we can start you working the business. I'm going to be honest, like team building is probably my biggest weakness. I have a very small team, but a lot of them are my age. It really just depends, like they have to be driven and have the mindset that they're going to do this. You can't make them do work. I've figured that out quickly. A lot of the girls that I'm like, you would be great at this, don't put any time into it. So they have to want to put time into it. You can try to help them, but if they don't want your help, they're not going to do it. So it's really up to them. You need to find people that you have qualities that you have, that are driven, that will get on these meetings, that will listen to training, stuff like that. And that's kind of hard to find, but I'd really focus on college age girls with those qualities. Otherwise, again, I'm looking at like above 30 or adults to be consultants, because they want it and they usually need the income. And then another thing I just wanted to say is like having mom and daughter parties, or like if you have a lot of college age friends, say, can we have a mom and daughter Saturday morning or like facial day or something like that, to get some of those older customers as well. And then mindset is probably the biggest thing I've realized lately, is having the mindset that you can do it. Sometimes I get the mindset that I can't get another lead the way mile, but if I put my mind to it, I can. So I really focus on striving for the next goal, and I set a lot of weekly goals for myself and even daily goals and monthly, obviously. But I guess it's kind of like all I have for tips. If you guys have questions, I'll answer those now. Hopefully some of those tips helped you. And that's not all stuff you already knew, but.
I have a question about your consultant base. So you had mentioned, I would assume a lot of the girls probably signed at the $45 mark or the $3.95 mark.
So I've actually had nobody sign at the 45. I had one girl, but she bought a ton of product and she's older.
Okay.
But I've had one college age $3.95 and then two $6.95. So I don't know if I convinced them, but I got the $6.95 kit, and I just told them like having all the products and having the roller is really important because I meet with everybody in person. If I have no products to show people, they're like, well, can you show me something? Because the book doesn't do a ton. So at least having like the roller in one regimen is good. So I really recommend the $6.95, but the one that bought the 45 and products is my best consultant. So I can't say much about that, but I do encourage to have products and then just outright sell some of those regimens they don't need to get quick cash back. And a lot of them did that to like their parents and stuff like that. You guys have any more questions? Brooke or Victoria?
I'm trying to think of some at the moment.
Okay.
Cindy, can you talk a little bit about how you overcome objections? So price is always the big one at this age, right? And I think, and I'm thinking specifically the college age students, I like the idea of gearing it toward their parents and getting in with the older networks. Did you really just find that it was hard to sell? Like your preferred customers, what percentage would you say are college age students?
Well, off the top of my head, I could probably say like 4 out of the 100
Wow. Okay.
are college age. So really not that many. But the ones that are buying like the same amount as some of my other customers. But I just kind of say like, what are your main concerns? And then try to find like 1 or 2 products that are going to help that. So if it's just a watch and they can only spend $38, I just charge them $38 for a watch. And I, just to overcome the price point, I just mentioned how long it's going to last, 60-day money back guarantee, things like that. So I know a lot of people, like when Lindsay asked me to do this, I'm like, I will, but I don't think a lot of people know that a lot of my customers aren't college age, but that's what I found that has worked for me is really targeting their parents and like my hometown people.
Okay.
But a lot of those people in my hometown, I was never friends with, my parents were never friends with, and they're just hearing about it from all the other people. But just trying to find a couple products that work for college age are good. And then they usually get their friends convinced or let them try it. So
no, I think that's really good perspective. I think it's a change in mindset because I think a lot of the college age girls are going after their friends and they're getting tons and tons of no's. So I think it's a really good mindset change, right? It's a different way to go about the business than trying to, like, you know, in my 30s, I'm going for my friends. So it's a different dynamic. So I think that's good advice, actually.
yeah, but there are a lot of objections like I have when I ask my friends or my age group to be consultants. They're like, I just really don't have time for that. I don't have the money.
Yeah.
And, you know, you just have to think past that. Say, you know, you'll find another one that really wants to do it. Like myself, I have to find another one of me. But I've had people that, you know, really get under your skin or say that, and then a week later they're selling lipstick and like, oh, same concept.
Yeah.
But you just have to get past that and remember that there's more out there. And the mindset thing is very important. So. And the sample thing is big too. You know, if you send some of your friends samples and they're in love with it, they're probably going to buy it. So. Or have them have a party and get some free stuff is what sometimes I encourage.
So encouraging your college age friends at their hometowns or where you are to have their moms' networks and their friends come to.
Or even like an online party. A lot of people do, but they're not as successful as my in-person ones. But yeah, if they're like, you know, I just can't afford something, encourage them to have a party with some of their mom's network and stuff like that. You girls have any questions?
Sorry. When you said the like the mom parties, that's exactly what Casey told me to do, is like have it like one with my mom and get all her friends.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
And how do you typically, so for Brooke, I know this would be a first, so I'm not sure about Victoria, but so when you do your BBLs, because it sounds like you do a lot of them, do you have any like good advice for the girls as they're coming into those, especially if it's like the mother-daughter feel? Like, do you do the product presentation? Do you do something a bit more casual?
So it really depends like how you want to do it, but the ones I have had are just a presentation of the products, and I try to have like myself and my sponsor there, or like another one of my consultants to help. After I do the presentation, I go around one-on-one and do the solution tool with everybody, and then like talk to them about what they need, and if they're ready to order right there, I do it. Otherwise, I'll come back to them. But it's kind of nice to have a couple people helping you do that, and then if there's a lot of people there. But like my first few were super successful because I think I mailed postcards. The ones that I invite on Facebook, like I had hydration launch last week, had to cancel both of them because nobody was coming. And
I've had issues with doing a Facebook one and inviting them on Facebook and essentially having maybe one or two people coming, and so I would just cancel it because I didn't think it would be worth having it with just two people there. So
yeah.
I canceled it. So do you recommend actually sending cards?
So I
is that more
personal? I do them in person.
Okay.
Usually. So the couple that I've had on Facebook, same as you, one of my consultants had like super savvy friends, I guess, and all of them were on Facebook that like joined us for the BBL. But
okay.
Most of my network is like in person. Like I said, they're older, and I honestly like the one-on-ones are like, I have BBLs, but now that I have been in it for like a year and a half, they like nobody comes because I have like I have a lot of customers in my hometown and nobody else is like interested, or they've already seen all the products. So I really recommend like the one-on-ones, like calling them, setting up an appointment, say like I'm taking appointments and I have a 15-minute slots and I have 2 more left. Would you like to meet with me for 15 minutes? And if you're going to have a BBL, I would do it in person. And then, yeah, sending the postcards is what worked best for me. Or like have somebody else host it, like your friend, because they're more apt to come for your friend than you.
Okay.
But they are. They would rather come to support their friend, get free stuff, getting free stuff, than you trying to sell them something.
Okay. Now I have another question. My dad is an OBGYN. I have my business cards in his office, but I hardly have anyone call. Like hardly ever. So what do you think would be the best way to reach out to those people? What should I do like to put in his office?
Like having your business card there's probably, I don't know how many people are actually going to take one. So maybe like if you could display like a before and after picture.
Do you
And
think maybe I should do either a digital picture frame or an actual picture, like do a booklet of like a scrapbook of pictures before and
Yeah,
after?
I mean, both those. A digital would probably catch more attention, and you could also have like a jar there and have like an info card they could fill out and say like, enter to win this month's free product or
Okay.
something. Every month, take that. So like they're like, oh, I'm gonna get a free product,
Okay.
mini facial or something like that, or even don't give a free product. I don't know, just call the people.
Yeah, I actually like the idea of a product. Like, I would almost think if you put a basket at your dad's work with a picture frame of a before and after in front of it, or a digital with before and afters in front of it, your business card, and have a slip for people to fill out that has their name, their email, and their skincare concern on it. And then have like a raffle basket sitting there that just says like, this month you can win. And you could have an empty box sitting in it. Like, you could have an empty redefined box. Keep in mind, they have no idea what they're looking at, so it kind of doesn't matter.
Okay.
But something they can see, because they're going to be sitting in that waiting room, and to the point of they're probably not going to grab a business card. But if they see a basket, they're going to look at it and they're going to be like, what's that? And then if you had any, like an informational pamphlet or just like a card, like maybe bigger than your business card, something you could print and staple your business card to that they could take with them. I think that might be really a good way to get contact information. That way you're not waiting on them to contact you. You're giving them the opportunity to give you their email address, and now you can reach out.
Okay. So you're saying that form that I'm gonna have them fill out, staple my card to it,
Well, I would have
or
something.
vice versa,
I'd have something separate. Like, I would just have little slips of paper for them to fill out that has their name,
and
their
then
email
okay.
address, and skincare concern.
Okay, perfect.
And then have your business card sitting there, or have your business card stapled to like a little flyer that just has the 4 regimens. Like, put the 4 boxer on there and staple your business card to it, so they have something to take away.
Or even a mini facial with your business card in it would be good too. Depends on how
Okay.
much you spend. But yeah, hate to break it to everybody, but nobody's gonna call you usually. I mean,
Yeah.
I do some like vendor fairs and health fairs, and I've noticed that if you do them where you know people, they work. Like, I've done them in my hometown, but if you do them bigger cities where nobody knows you and you try to call the people, they probably aren't going to answer, or they won't call you. So,
Well, a lot of my dad's patients know who I am, but my dad won't let me put my last name on my business cards, so people don't realize it's me. He, for safety reasons, he wants it to have Victoria Blair instead of Victoria McCauley, which is fine because he's got some crazy cuckoo patients, and I 100% understand that. It's safety, but the patients that actually know me don't realize it's me. So unfortunately, it's kind of a loss, but
Yeah, I think that's what would help you with. So then patient A comes in, fills out this thing while she's sitting in your dad's waiting room for 20 minutes. She fills out the raffle.
Okay.
And then you have her information. So you know her now. So now you know patient A. You're like, oh, great. Now I have her email address and I can reach out to her.
Perfect. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you both.
does anybody else have any questions? Or
Yeah, I got another one.
okay,
I coach gymnastics. That's my full-time job. And the parents are great. What would be the best way to reach out to the parents? I go up and I talk to them daily, but it's always about their daughter and how practice went, or the competitions, how those went, what the kid needs to work on. What would be the best way to bring up Rodan and Fields?
if you could like have like a mom-daughter customer appreciation night and say like, we're gonna do a spa night for all your girls and you, and then just introduce, this is what I do on the side, and I would just like to pamper you guys tonight and thank you for your business, and just give them a facial, let them try the products, like a wash and run type thing, and then they'll be like, what is this? Like, I think that would be the best way, instead of trying to blind go into a conversation and then maybe detract from your gymnastics business. Because if you like are trying to like push Rodan and Fields on them, they're going to be like, maybe we don't want to go there anymore or whatever.
Right.
you
And
just
I
have to, like,
definitely don't want to
open.
lose the kids because of because of Rodian and Fields. I want them to still feel welcome, that I'm not going to push it on them. I'm
Yeah.
definitely not super pushy about it,
Yeah.
especially
like,
with them
open-
because I do see them daily.
Mm-hmm.
So do like an appreciation party, mother-daughter thing.
Yeah, and then if they want to come, they'll come. But if they don't want to, they don't have to.
Right.
I'm not saying, like, Rodan and Fields is a bad thing to share with people. Obviously, I mean, this is what we do. But some people just don't like to be bombarded with stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I just leave it up to them to come if they.
And I don't know how your gym is set up, Victoria. Are there other coaches there as well, and are any of them vendors for anything?
No, they're not. One of the girls that I work with, she's been one of my longtime friends. Her grandmother used to sell Mary Kay. That's the only one that I know that has ever sold anything. But anyone that works there, it's all Premier or they're all college students. So no one else does anything. They coach either cheerleading or just recreational classes. And so trying to get them to either try the products or convince them to become a consultant, they're like, no, I don't have the money. And so I just kind of leave it at that because I see them every day and I'm not going to push it. I don't want to ruin that friendship with them.
Another suggestion I might have for the parents, I don't know how many parents you have, so I don't know how many we're talking about.
There are 65 girls on team.
Okay, wow, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. I was going to say you could do a parent appreciation gift. Like you could give every parent a little cellophane bag with something in it. So like a paste or a free facial or something of that with something else. Maybe that's not just for Dan and Fields. Or you could do, you know how our peers will do like the coffee mugs with the vinyls on them? Like you could do something like that with a mini facial and wrap it and call it like a parent appreciation gift. And you give all the moms an appreciation gift.
Okay. What I normally do, like at the beginning of our competition season, I will, I normally make my gymnast like a little goodie bag, just a good luck bag. Mm-hmm. We love you. And just from all the coaches. And, so maybe I could do that with the parents and just say, all right, well, I gave your kids a gift. Here's you a gift.
Yeah, for them, bringing them to practice every day and sacrificing their time too. Yeah, like something like that could be really nice and not pushy, but really nice to do.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Yes, you guys don't.
And Victoria, just to give you a little advice from the recruiting perspective, because you said you're trying, because a lot of them are young as well, the other coaches and things there.
Yes, they're all in college still.
Yeah, think of it less from a perspective of pushing the business on them and trying to convince them all the time. And make sure you're just talking about how much you love what you're doing.
Okay.
All the time, right? Because it's not a matter of trying to convince them to do it. It's a matter of them hearing you talk about it. Like, for example, just say, like, oh my gosh, I was up so late last night. I was on this training call that we did. We got all of these college age girls together so that we could talk about, how to promote our businesses. It was really fun. And leave it at that. And then talk about, in a couple more days, bring up something else that's business related. And just keep dropping those subtle things to eventually where people are like, you do a lot of training with your team. Like, how do you find time for that? And then kind of happens organically.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that advice. I needed to hear that too.
And so you mentioned you have 16 people on your team. That's not a little team.
No, 6.
Oh, 6. I thought you said 16 earlier, and you said, yeah, I have a really little team. I was like, whoa.
I have a lot of customers, but I have like 6 selling consultants and then probably like 10 wholesale. So about 16 if you count all that. But
gotcha.
Customers is where I focus, but I need to be more business focused probably now, starting since I'm doing this full time. But my phone is about to die, but if anybody has any last minute questions, let me know. Otherwise, you guys can add me on Facebook too if you want, and we can mess.
All right. Well, I don't have any more questions right now, but I appreciate the help.
Yes, thank you guys for getting on.
Thank you, Sidney. This was awesome. Thanks a lot.
Yes, thank you.
Really helpful. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you guys. We'll talk to you all later.
Bye.
All right, bye.